Switch some things up. We got a little time. A little time. All right. Let me know how this sounds. Is this better? No digital sound. Let me know if this is right. Is this a little better? We got a better sound here? Hopefully we got a better sound and we can rock and roll from there. No still digital sound. What is a digital sound? All right. So I'm going to, I don't know. It's clear. Better. Okay. Good. Good. Sound good. I'm with it. All right. So let's get down to it, you guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this idea. So there's a couple things. When a person says to you, what do you bring to the table? To me, right? When I hear that, to me, the person is asking about positioning, right? There's now the positioning that I see a person, when a person asks, what do you bring to the table? The way that I see it is three things. What that they're looking for when they come to the table. They're looking for finance. All right. They're looking for family and they're looking for fun. So the person is looking for how, trying to position in their mind how you would be in the future with them. Like, how would that look? They're trying to see if you fit into their life structure. All right. If you're now, generally, a lot of times people are talking about this from a stability standpoint, right? Generally, when a lady wants to know what a guy brings to the table, she wants to know, what is your ability to create stability in my life? What is your ability to make me feel safe in my life? And what's your ability to make me feel comfortable? Okay. Now for a guy, when a guy's asking, what do you bring to the table, for the most part, a man is asking, how will your presence increase me in the future? All right. He's interested in how you look. Let's be honest, y'all. When a man is asking about what you bring to the table, one of the things that he's looking for is beauty. Okay. Not just especially in these times today. Men have a lot of options, and there's more women than there are men, and more marriageable situations to get into. Okay, so people don't have to. They don't. There's some people who are choosing to stay single, right? So when a person decides to get married, they're looking for, decide to go out on a date. And listen to this, you guys. People only ask that question because they find some value in you already. Okay, they see you as a contender already. When a man asks you get to the table, the man asks you, what do you bring to the table? He is trying to see you as a contender. He sees you as somebody who, could be something. Look, you don't ask that question of somebody who you have no interest in having a future with. Okay? The subject doesn't even come up, what you bring to the table. Because a man won't ask you a question like that if he doesn't care. All right? A woman won't ask you that question, fellas, if she doesn't care. Sometimes she's just kind of measuring you out to see where you land. She's measuring you out to see where you fit, to see if she can see herself with you. All right. So it's about, for her, it's about stability. For him, it's about fertility. It's about, like, how do you position yourself? How am I going to feel more like a man with you rather than without you? Okay. So it sounds like a simple question. In some ways, I feel like it's almost a compliment for a person to ask you, what do you bring to the table? Now somebody might take that question as like as a diss. Like, what you mean, what do I bring to the table? Because for some people, they might ask, well, what do you bring to the table? And it's like, well, you didn't we already have a conversation of who I was, what I do? Isn't it obvious? And I believe, listen to this, y'all. I believe that a man should be able to observe. I believe that a woman should be able to observe after having initial conversation, should be able to observe what a person brings to the table, right? You shouldn't have to spell out all that you bring to the table. The person should be able to see who you are, hear what you're doing, and hear what you bring to the table. Look at this. If you can't hear what the person is bringing to the table, and you even have to ask, I think that could be that somebody could say that's a red flag, right? Now, I'm not. There's some things you're not going to get to know about a person, right? But if you have to ask somebody what they bring to the table that apparently you can't see, okay, then it that could be a warning sign. Okay, but it's okay to ask if you want to know, because they might have some things that you want to know. Now, so we talked about that already, right? We talked about the three things: finance, fitness, and family. Okay, fitness, yes, fitness does mean physically. The person wants to know how you shape up, right? And I'll tell you this, ladies, check this out. A man will often ask that what you bring to the table in terms of fitness, because he is picturing you in the future. He's picturing you after children. He's picturing you what kind of person you are. He's detecting what kind of person you are, and making a judgment call about who you are. And for the ladies, you want to know, y'all want to know finance. You want to know what kind of position will I be in if when you come to the table, how will that impact me? Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. Just as long as everybody just be honest. Okay. Financially, where will I stand? In the future, how will your being in my life impact me? So I got a couple things. So that's all like that's all tangible stuff, right? But I think, listen to this, you guys. I think some of the more important questions are about intangibles, right? Some of the more important questions are about intangible things, not just about money. Because guess what? You can have a person can be a high-end bum. A person could be a high-end loser. We was on Clubhouse talking about this last night. We always talk about high value man or high value woman. Some of these people are high value losers. You can be a high value person and still be a loser. You could be a high value snob. Okay. You could be a high value person who still has low morals, low values. Yeah, you're valuable because you make money, but making money is not everything. Even having your degree. I know some really empty-headed people with degrees. So the degree doesn't make you high value. The money alone doesn't make you high value. What makes you high value is these intangibles. So check out these intangibles. This, I believe, these are the questions that a person should be asking when you're on the date. All right. When you get ready to go on a date or you're on a date. What is your capacity to love? What is your capacity or willingness to love? All right. I'm going to run these down to you real quick. What's your capacity or willingness to respect, to be respectful? Do you have stick-to-itiveness? Where is your moral compass? And do you have intelligence? 5 things. 5 things. Now I'm gonna break these down to you. Hey Steph, thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate you. Birthday girl. Happy birthday. All right, so let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Capacity to love. Do you have the capacity to love? Now, very few people are going to ask this question, but I want y'all to take notes on this. And I want you to ask the very next time somebody asks you what you bring to the table. You can tell them what you want to tell them, right? And say, you know what? Now let me ask you, what do you bring to the table? Do you bring This list that I'm talking about right now. The capacity or willingness to love. Listen, some people don't have the capacity to love. I always tell y'all about my friend who said he reported never being loved. My old client, never being loved. You know, does he have the capacity to love? I had another client who came out of the foster care system. I remember, and he was a teenager. He was in a foster care system, a foster home, and they sent me there to help him out, help him stay. And this boy, I could tell he's, his love meter was off because of where he came from in the past, relationships with his mother, all of that, right? Sometimes some of these people have some ladies, right, will have an off capacity to love a man based on their father. Girls who grow up fatherless sometimes have their love levels are off. You're like, no, how like the levels they use in construction with the little bubble inside with the liquid that if something is flush or not. There are some people that their levels are off because of a parent that wasn't there. For some guys, right? Same thing. Their willingness and capacity to love. Now, capacity is one thing, and willingness is another. Those scenarios that I played out for you for those men who would have a difficult time showing love and giving love. Those guys could actually have a life where they were able to love, right? But they got to have the willingness to love. They got to have the willingness to love, even if they don't have the full capacity, right? They got to be willing to learn to love. They got to be willing to learn, read some books. I was talking to somebody. Who was that? I was talking to somebody on a session just recently, and the guy said, they were a long distance relationship. This is a good one, y'all. Y'all listen to this. He was in a long distance relationship with a young lady, and since they lived a couple states away, they weren't able to get together. He got together every couple months, but he said they talked every single day by video chat. Didn't miss not one day. They talked every day for hours after work or whatever on video chat. Okay. And one of the activities that they did was they read a book together. Okay. One of the books was the 5 love languages. Okay. And so they read the books separately, and then they would come together and talk about the different angles of the book and how the books impacted them. And they were just sharing. What they were doing is building a foundation of learning about themselves and learning about each other. I thought that was amazing, right? That shows somebody not only has the capacity to love, but they have the willingness to love, right? If you can get a man to sit down and read a book with you, and you guys get together and have your own personal book club, and it's encouraging, and he finds a book that might enhance both of you guys, and you find a book and you guys really just kind of work on that and build it. That's how you build a solid foundation. Okay. I loved it. But that speaks to both of their not only capacity, because inside this cup is the capacity, right? But this cup doesn't get filled until there's the willingness to put something in the cup. That's the first one. Number 2, let's go to number 2. Capacity or willingness to respect. Some people are disrespectful, and some people are disrespectful and don't even know it. They don't even realize how disrespectful they are, right? If you've come up in a disrespectful household where your mother talked to your father with disdain and with disrespect, right? That could impact you. I'm not saying it will, but that could impact you. So, and so you can go into the world starting to disrespect people without even knowing it. So this person that you're sitting across from the table with, and you're asking, what do you bring to the table? Instead of talking about tangibles, we talking about intangibles, like this stuff. Do you have the capacity to respect me? Not to have 5 boyfriends while you're trying to date me. you know, not to speak to me in a way that I don't find that shows that you don't value me. Okay? Having the capacity or willingness to respect. Number 3, stick-to-itiveness. Look, you get to the table and you ask, what do you bring to the table? You can just ask him, do you bring stick-to-itiveness to the table? And they're going to look at you like, what? Yes, self-discipline. The ability to start a task and finish a task. Do you bring that to the table? Ask him and get quiet. Or you could just flat out ask him. Here's another way to say it. Ask, when's the last time you started something and finished it? What program have you ever joined and saw it all the way through? Or are you a give up person? Listen, this is a very important question, right? Because if they're a give up person, they might give up on their job, they might give up on their business, they might give up on their family, and guess what? Most importantly, they might give up on you. Are they a give up person? Do they have the ability to stick to it? Do they have the ability to stick it out? Look, the difference between a boyfriend and a girlfriend and a husband and a wife is that one day came and the person made a commitment and they signed the document. They signed the certificate that from the state saying, yes, this is what I will do. It's a big difference. Boyfriend and girlfriend, you could just be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm done with you, and be done with them, right? But the commitment of marriage shows that look, you can yawn all you want, right? You ain't walking up. Where you going? Okay, you going outside? All right. Well, I'll see you in a few minutes because you coming back, right? You don't have the ability to bounce when you feel like it. Get out of there when you feel like it. Why? Because you're in a commitment. And a person who has stick-to-itiveness in other areas of their life are more likely to have stick-to-itiveness in their relationship life. Y'all hold on to that. Number 4, do they have strength of character? Number 4, you're at the table, you asking, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Look, you'll shock them when you ask them. Give me an example of your strength of character. You had the ability to steal something and you didn't. You had the ability to sell something that didn't belong to you and you didn't. You had the ability to cut somebody loose, do something to somebody, and you didn't. We talking about moral fiber. Look, y'all worried about how much land and money people got. That's nothing. Look, land and money is easy to get, right? That stuff is easy to get, but moral fiber, moral conduct is hard. It's a lot harder because especially as you get older and you get more, you see how the world works, and you see shortcuts that you can take. Are they shortcut people? Are they shortcut people? You need to know this. That's what you bring. Do you bring to the table? Are you a shortcut person or are you a person of integrity that I can trust? I can leave my purse here and go to the bathroom and know that everything in my purse is going to be right there. Okay. Can I walk down the street with you and not have somebody attack me because of what you've done? Am I safe with you? That's number 4. Moral character, the thing that you ask what they bring to the table. Number 5, the last one, number 5, is intelligence or competence. Do you have the ability to think? Come on, y'all. Listen to this. Look, you sitting at the table, you want to know, is this person a dummy? Yes or no? You want to know, is this person intelligent? If I send you to the store, if I send you to the bank, if I send you to the groceries, to the dry cleaners, right? Do you have the ability to remember what was said? You ain't got to keep it all in your mind. Do you have the forethought to write it down? Look, everybody going to forget things, right? But you need somebody who is intelligent. And I'm telling you, intelligence is more important than money. Some of you want to know about houses and land and horses and carriages and all of that. That's all fine and good, but can they think? Are they competent? Are they people that can take charge? Is this person somebody who is able to manage situations, right? Because guess what? If you're going to have a family with this person, you need somebody who can manage situations. You don't need somebody calling you, oh, the baby won't stop crying. Or what do? I don't know how to feed the baby or burp the boy. He wants a bologna sandwich. Can you come downstairs and make him a sandwich? I don't know how to go shopping. I don't know how to cut grass. I don't know how to, because ladies, y'all could be incompetent too, right? Talking about you don't know how to cook. Why don't you know how to cook? Why? Do you know how to read? If you know how to read, you should know how to cook. Are you competent? That's what the man's asking when he's asking you, what do you bring to the table? Are you able to be a good partner? Can you pick up the kids and not leave the kid in the back seat of the car, in a hot car, and the child die of a heat stroke? It happens. It happens. Do you have the ability to remember to pick up the boy from the daycare? or to show up to the girls' cheerleading practice? Do you have the ability? Do you have a system? Do you have a mental system that tells you that things are important and how to manage? That's what you need to be asking at the table. Not just what's in their pockets, but what's in their mind. Intelligence, competence. Are they able to get it done? You guys tell me. Let me hear from y'all. Let me hear your comments and let me jump over here and see what's up. Yes. All right. LaDonna said stability. She likes that one. She likes a man that's stable. I think it's very important questions. Yes. Steph, appreciate you jumping in. Are they planners? You need to know. Are you dealing with somebody that's a planner or a complainer who just is waiting for you to come and do everything? They're waiting for you to come and do everything. Can't do anything alone. And I'm telling you, that's not who's going to be a good partner to you. Now, how do you so the way that I just phrased this, right? You can go either way. If you're the asker, you can ask these questions that I just talked about just now. Okay? If you're the person who is being asked what you bring to the table, say this. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I know, I know, that's all good, but like, well, tell me about your dream, your career, yeah, those things are nice, and you can briefly talk about those things, but talk about this stuff, because what good is a good high paying job if you don't have the stick to itiveness to stay on it, the willingness to what good is saying all that and you don't have the willingness or the capacity to love me, to show some listen to this, some men really don't have the words, right? For some people you may have to teach that person how to love. If a person never really been loved, there are some young ladies, there's some women, right? They thought love. I was talking to I was in on the conversation today. A young lady, she said, you know what? I didn't grow up with my father, so I went out looking for love. I went looking for stability in a man. I went looking for acceptance in a man who would take me by my hand and show me and teach me the world and all these things. And she said, I always ended up flat on my face. And I just wished I had my father in my life who could hold me by the hand, who could tell me the right ways to go and the right people to be with and help me to get to my destiny. She said, so her whole life it was spent trying to fill that gap with people who were unable. And you know what? It's also unfair. So the lady said, you know what I ended up doing? I ended up going to counseling. She said, I ended up going to therapy. And there in therapy, I was able to address my childhood wounds. Some people don't have the capacity to love you because they have not addressed their childhood wounds. Some people don't have the ability to respect you because they've never witnessed real respect in a relationship. They don't have the ability to stay with the process because they've never seen adults love each other unconditionally or even really conditionally. Some people have never experienced that. So when it's their turn, they don't have a model to follow of people who actually love each other and will stick to the relationship. So I think these are some important points to have a conversation about. You sitting at the table and you want to know about the person, ask them this, and then get quiet. Let them tell you about their. Now some of this stuff might be a little heavy. At the first date, you might want to keep it a little light. Don't give them the whole all five at one time, right? But I'm telling you, the intelligence and competence and things like that, invaluable because you need that person who's going to come into your life. They need to be at a certain level. And if the person doesn't meet these levels, y'all, it's okay for y'all to just be friends. So you know what? I think you're a great person and I think you would be a great friend. But I have a high expectation of the man or the woman that's going to be in my life. It's too high. Life is both short and long. Life is both long and short. Life is long, and you don't want to be stuck with somebody who does not have the capacity or the willingness to learn to love you and to stick to the process of loving you and being all in on that. Man, having the ability, having the opportunity to take your guard down, knowing that the person is for you, man, that's invaluable. That's invaluable. But I'm telling you, that's what you deserve. It's invaluable, y'all, but that's what you deserve. And I'm telling you, if you start off like this, then You'd be amazed as to how it turns out in the future. All right. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Look, if you need a love coach session, hit me up. Hit me up. Where's my banner? Hit me up on the lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com. If you need a love coach session, you need a one-on-one, hit me up. I've been doing them and it's going great. We are adding more of these videos, more content. But if you need a one-on-one, and this is good, but we can't address your situation and helping you to find the love you are looking for through this. So you need one-on-one. I'm here for you. Let's get it going on. And we got plenty of stuff cooking in the background, getting things ready. And I'm excited about the future with you guys. So, all right, you guys, until next time, I appreciate you guys coming through. Till next time, peace and love. Bye.